No, there's no new books. I worked on I rewrote a play of mine, which was at the Shaw Festival the summer before last. It'll come back again next summer if you're in the Toronto area. So I've worked as a playwright again since then, and this play's called Balmoral: A Natural History, directed by my partner Elisa Palmer. And that was hard enough work for me these days because I have very young children. And no, I haven't started another novel because my experience tells me that it will, if it's anything like the first two, it would be all-consuming and it would be tantamount to abandoning the children. You know, I might as well just take up an addiction or something. But it would be kinder than leaving them to write a book. At this point, anyway. Oh, I didn't grow up there, but my father grew up there too. Yeah, well, my dad did grow up in New Waterford, and my mother comes from Sydney, and my sisters were both born in Cape Breton, and we still have a lot of extended family there. So we had quite a strong emotional connection to the place. And that's sort of, I started with that, and then I did a great deal of research. Not having personally been there in 1899, I thought I should crack a book too. There are a lot of, the military kids really come out of the woodwork when I do readings and stuff. It is a particular kind of experience, and we all know, they'll probably have certain things in common. You know, a lot of actors actually have backgrounds as military kids. I think you get used to traveling and changing careers, and just, you get used to that kind of rhythm of change. Oh, yes, my dad was in the Air Force, yeah. And we did live in Centralia, which is the setting for this book, just outside of London. And there's a couple of other Centralia alumni in the audience this evening. Yes, only the Army said brat. Air Force, we never said brat, did we, in the Air Force? Yeah, no. I have to put up with that in the media. And self-described Air Force brat, I never described myself that way, but, you know, you can't, then you sound like some kind of nut. Well, don't you understand the difference between the Air Force and the Army? Oh, okay. So I just let them embarrass themselves. They don't know. But yeah, that is the setting for my second book, and we moved there in 1962, which is actually the kind of the epicentral year of this book. So I have tended to begin with things that, with settings and events that have that resonate emotionally for me. I didn't have any contact with Stephen Truscott before, while I was writing my book. And I didn't even read, you know, when I started writing my book, Julian Scher's book, Until You Are Dead, came out, and the Fifth Estate documentary came out, and the case came alive again when I was in the middle of working on this. And I thought, well, that tells me that I'm good with the zeitgeist. This is in the air. This is happening. But I didn't read Julian's book, and I didn't try to contact the Truscott family, because I wanted to concentrate on period documents and period reports and all of that, and stay very much in that world. But when the book was about to be published, and when books are published, they're published first in galley form, and that's like a paperback, and that's distributed to the media and all of that. So I sent him one of those. I sent that to him and his wife, and with a letter saying that I've very consciously used your case as a legal template for my story. Although it was not his story, I used direct quotes from his trial, direct excerpts from the trial transcripts, because I just couldn't believe it. Having read the trial transcript, I couldn't believe it. I mean, I don't have a background in law, but it was just astonishing what they got away with. And some of the more bizarre quotes I use. Everyone will think that I just made this up, and this would be really bad writing, and then I'll be able to say, no, it happened. They said that. So I sent them a letter to give them a heads up. And I met them, and they came to my reading in Guelph. And I met them at a couple of meetings after that. I went to a couple of events for the Association in Defense of the Wrongly Convicted and all of that. And then he got essentially the acquittal this summer, and that was fantastic. And I wrote them a little note just to say congratulations. But it was something that really haunted me and haunted all of us, probably, the whole country. It was like a psychic scar on the whole country. And, you know, and for our family, too, it seemed to shadow us because we were Air Force kids. And, in fact, our fathers were acquainted the way everybody in the Air Force knows everybody, and you're posted in the same spot for 5 minutes. And then when we actually moved to Kingston, into a subdivision which was right across the street from Collins Bay, Penn, and he was there. So I always felt like he was always very, very present, this kid, and Lynn Harper, and their pictures that never changed in the press. Very haunting, very, very sad.